when this money comes, don't tell anyone. Because some things that God does for you are not meant to be shared with those who cannot understand the process He took you through. When God blesses you, it's not for the approval of others. It's not for validation. It's for the manifestation of His purpose in your life. The moment you announce what was meant to be protected, you open doors for envy, distraction, and destruction. There are blessings that grow only in silence. There are miracles that bloom only in private. When God begins to reward you for the seasons of struggle, pain, and prayer, remember, everybody clapped when you failed, but not everyone can celebrate when you rise. You see, many people love you when you are small, but they can't stand you when God begins to elevate you. The same people who pitied you in your dry season will question you in your harvest season. That's why God hides prosperity behind process. He hides wealth behind wilderness. He hides abundance behind obedience. Because if He gave it to you too soon, the noise around you would drown out His voice. You would confuse applause for approval and validation for vision. When God blesses you, it's not to make you famous, it's to make you faithful. It's not to increase your pride, it's to increase your purpose. There is a reason God tells you to be still when you want to speak. There is a reason. He closes the mouths of those who mock you until the time of your revealing. When you are in your preparation season, God does not want you to be understood. He wants you to be ready. And when the breakthrough comes, He wants you to remember that not everyone who smiles is your friend. Some will only see the money, not the message. Some will only see the success, not the sacrifice. And that is why when this money comes, don't tell anyone. Let your lifestyle speak where your words are not needed. Let your gratitude be louder than your announcement. You prayed when nobody saw. You cried when nobody cared. You gave when you had nothing left. You held on to faith when everything told you to quit. Now, when the reward comes, protect it. Because the same people who ignored your struggle will question your blessing. They will say you changed, but they never saw what it took for you to survive. They will say you are proud, but they never witnessed the pain that shaped your patience. God will not bless you publicly until you've proven your faith privately. That is why your journey has been hidden, your progress unnoticed, and your prayers delayed. Because God was not just preparing your gift, He was preparing your heart. Do not be so quick to show people what God is doing. Sometimes He gives you more, not to flaunt, but to fund the purpose. He increases your resources to test your restraint. Can you handle wealth quietly? Can you walk in abundance without arrogance? Can you give generously without announcing it? That's the level of maturity God wants for you. Because if you can remain humble when the money comes, you will keep attracting more. God trusts those who can stay grounded in greatness. He releases favor to those who know how to stay silent in triumph. When you don't need to prove anything to anyone, you prove everything to God. The truth is, wealth reveals character. Money doesn't change who you are. It amplifies who you've always been. If greed was hidden in your heart, money will expose it. If generosity was in your nature, abundance will magnify it. That's why God waits until your heart is right before He releases the overflow. Many people are praying for prosperity, but their hearts are not ready for it. They want to increase, but they can't handle the weight of responsibility that comes with it. God blesses those who can bless others. He trusts those who remember the source. The moment you forget the giver and worship the gift, the blessing becomes a burden. When this money comes, don't use it to impress, use it to impact. Don't let your blessing become a show. Let it become a seed. Every time God blesses you financially, He is watching to see what you will do with it. Will you remember where it came from? Will you help those who are still in the place you pray to escape? Will you honor God in your abundance the same way you did in your lack? That is the test. Many passed the test of poverty but failed the test of prosperity. They prayed when they were hungry but became silent when they were full. God does not give wealth to make you forget Him. He gives it to make you represent Him. You are a vessel of His abundance, not the owner of it. The silence you keep during your blessing season is protection. When you move quietly, you move securely. There are people whose hearts are not pure enough to celebrate you. They may smile, but inside they carry resentment. The enemy uses jealousy as a doorway. He cannot attack what he does not know. He cannot destroy what he cannot see. When God blesses you, your humility becomes your shield. When you stay quiet, you protect your peace. Let people see the fruit, not the formula. Let them see the result, not the root. Your relationship with God is sacred. Your reward is between you and Him. Remember, the blessing you receive is not random. It's a divine response to your faith. Every tear, every lonely night, every prayer whispered in the dark, it was all seen by God. He was not ignoring you. He was building you. You thought He was delaying you, but He was developing you. You thought He was punishing you, but He was preparing you. The reason your success will be undeniable is because your struggle was unforgettable. You earned this through obedience, through consistency, through faith when it made no sense. And now that your harvest is here, guard it, not because you fear losing it, but because you respect the one who gave it. Sometimes God hides your blessing behind confusion so your enemies can't find it. They will look at you and think you have nothing, while heaven is storing everything for you. When the time is right, the doors will open suddenly and people will be shocked by the transformation. But don't rush to explain. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. You owe no explanation for what God has done. When He elevates you, it's not your duty to justify His favor. Keep walking in gratitude. Keep walking in silence. Keep walking in purpose. Because when this money comes, it's not just money, it's evidence. Evidence that your faith was not wasted. Evidence that your patience was not in vain. Evidence that God rewards those who trust Him even when they don't understand Him. Don't waste your blessing trying to prove to others that you made it. They don't need to see your miracle to believe it's real. You know what you went through. You know how many nights you almost gave up. You know how much you had to lose to learn how to stand. That's between you and God. Don't let the need for validation make you vulnerable. What is sacred must remain protected. There are seasons where silence is your strongest testimony. People don't need to know what you have. They need to feel who you've become. The transformation in your spirit will always be more powerful than the number in your account. You prayed for money, but what God really gave you was management. You prayed for wealth, but He taught you wisdom. You prayed for opportunity, but He taught you obedience. Because true prosperity is not just about receiving, it's about retaining. If you can handle small blessings with care, you won't handle large ones with character. That's why God had to humble you before He elevated you. That's why He took you through the valley before showing you the mountain. He needed to make sure that when you stood on the peak, you would point back to Him. That when people ask, how did you do it? Your answer would always be, it was God. There will come a time when your name will be mentioned in rooms you've never entered. Opportunities will find you that you didn't chase. People will honor you for what you built in silence. And when that happens, guard your heart. The greater the blessing, the greater the temptation to boast. But remember, the same God who gave it can take it. Stay humble, stay hidden, stay grateful. Let your blessing serve, not shine. Let it heal, not boast. Let it help others see what faith can do, not what money can buy. There is power in secrecy. When you protect what God gives you, you protect the anointing attached to it. Every blessing has a responsibility. Every reward has a requirement. And when you expose your plans to the wrong people, you weaken your protection. Not everyone around you has the spiritual capacity to handle your success. Some will curse what they cannot understand. That's why God sometimes keeps you isolated during your elevation. The silence is not punishment, it's preservation. It's how God keeps your destiny pure from contamination. You don't owe anyone a financial report. You don't need to explain your prosperity. People see the fruit, but they don't see the fasting. They see the money, but they don't see the moments you were broke but still believed. They see the luxury, but they don't see the labor. And that's why their opinions don't matter. You are not living for their approval, you are living for God's purpose. When He blesses you, He's saying, now I can trust you. You are no longer controlled by fear, no longer manipulated by opinions, no longer moved by envy. You are anchored in purpose. You understand that wealth is a tool, not an identity. When this money comes, remember what it is for. It's not just to make your life comfortable, it's to make your calling unstoppable. It's not just to buy more, it's to bless more. Money in the hands of a believer is power in motion. It becomes a weapon against poverty, ignorance, and oppression. God gives resources to those who understand responsibility. You cannot pray for abundance and live with a scarcity mindset. You cannot ask for overflow and still think small. When God blesses you, He wants you to expand your vision, to dream bigger, to build what others are afraid to imagine. The same power that sustained you in lack will guide you in wealth. Be very careful with your words in your season of a blessing. The same mouth that prayed for it should not now brag about it. Keep your tongue pure, your speech gentle, your gratitude loud but private. There is strength in quiet thankfulness. There is wisdom in discretion, because sometimes the moment you announce what God is doing, the enemy begins his work of distraction. Keep the focus. Let your success be sacred. Let your growth remain guarded. You don't need to broadcast your bank account for people to respect you. Respect comes from the way you carry your peace, not the way you count your profit. Every time God increases you, check your heart. Are you still generous? Are you still kind? Are you still patient with those who are struggling, because real wealth is not measured by how much you keep, but by how much you give without losing joy. The reason God blesses some people more is because He knows they won't let the blessing stop with them. They become channels of His goodness, not collectors of it. The moment you stop flowing, you stop growing. The moment you halt the movement of divine supply. Remember, money is a servant. Never let it become your master. The quietness after success is a spiritual strategy. God does not need you to prove His power through words. He needs you to live it through wisdom. When people see your peace, they'll know you're blessed. When they see your discipline, they'll know you're favored. You don't have to explain what is evident. Just walk in it. And when they ask, smile and say, God has been good. That is enough. That's the language of the mature. That's the humility that keeps heaven open over your life. The day this money comes, you will understand why you had to wait so long. You will understand why God closed certain doors, why He removed certain people, why He made you go through seasons of emptiness. Because if you had received it earlier, you might have lost it. But now, you are ready. Now, your spirit is strong enough to carry the weight of wealth. Now, your intentions are pure enough to use it right. You no longer see money as power. You see it as purpose. You no longer crave attention. You crave alignment. You no longer want to impress. You want to influence. That is the shift God has been creating within you. So when it comes, protect it with wisdom, invest it with prayer, spend it with purpose. Let your money have meaning. Let it serve your destiny, not distract you from it. Let it bring glory to God, not attention to yourself. Remember, you are not rich because of money. You are rich because you know the source of all provision. You are wealthy not because of what you own, but because of what owns you, and that is faith. And faith will never fail. Faith will never run out. Faith will always multiply what is in your hands when your heart is right before God. When this money comes, stay silent, stay focused, stay faithful. The same discipline that kept you in prayer must now keep you in purpose. The same humility that carried you through lack must now carry you through abundance. The same peace that sustained you in waiting must now sustain you in winning. The blessing will not change you if your foundation is God. It will only reveal how strong your trust has become. Because this money, this breakthrough, this elevation is not the destination. It's the confirmation that God never forgot you. When this money comes, it will not just test your character, it will expose your spiritual depth. Because prosperity is not only about possession, it's about position. The position of your heart before God determines what happens after the blessing arrives. Some people lose their way, not because they are weak, but because they mistake the blessing for the destination. God never meant the blessing to replace Him. He meant it to remind you that He alone is the source. The money is a messenger, not a master. It carries purpose, not pride. It should move through you like a river, not stay in you like a pond. The moment you start to think the blessing is yours alone, you disconnect from the flow that brought it to you. When God releases abundance, He watches how you move. Do you still wake up with gratitude? Do you still kneel with humility? Do you still remember the times when you had nothing but faith? Because it is easy to be humble when you are in need, but it takes spiritual maturity to remain humble when you are overflowing. The silence God asks of you after the blessing is not to hide your success, it's to keep your soul clean from arrogance. People may see your wealth, but they should still feel your humility. They should see your growth, but still sense your gentleness. That balance is the signature of divine favor. There will be a time when you sit alone and realize that all the waiting, all the disappointments, all the delays were not there to break you, they were there to build you. God was not keeping things from you. He was keeping you for the right time. You had to be processed before being promoted. You had to be refined before being rewarded. That's why the money took time, because God wanted to make sure your spirit would be greater than your success. He wanted your foundation to be faith, not fame. The waiting season was your spiritual education. Now, when the blessing comes, you will know how to use it without being used by it. Understand this truth. When God trusts you with wealth, He is inviting you into partnership. You are no longer living for survival. You are living for service. Money in your hands becomes a divine instrument. It's meant to build, to heal, to lift, and to expand goodness in the world. But for that to happen, you must protect your peace as fiercely as you protect your profit. The moment you lose your peace, the money becomes meaningless. The true value of abundance is when it amplifies your ability to do good, not when it amplifies your ego. The reason you must not tell everyone about your blessing is that revelation brings responsibility. Once people know what you have, they begin to project their own desires onto your destiny. They will try to use your success to measure their failure. They will attach their expectations to your journey, and soon you'll find yourself carrying burdens God never asked you to bear. That's why divine wisdom says, move in silence. Let your actions speak louder than announcements. Let your transformation testify more than your words. A heart aligned with God does not seek applause. It seeks alignment. There is certain kind of wealth that only God gives. It's not in the numbers of your account, it's in the abundance of your peace. It's when you can walk through storms without fear because your confidence is in Him. It's when you can give without anxiety because you know the source never runs dry. This wealth makes you rich in discipline, rich in purpose, rich in contentment. That is the kind of richness God wants to bring you into. Because if your spirit is poor, your wealth will become a weapon against you. But if your spirit is grounded, your wealth will become a channel of blessing for generations. Every time you receive more, it is a divine test. Not a punishment, but a test of a proportion. Can you handle what you prayed for? Can you manage it without losing your focus? Many people collapse under blessings because they have not built the strength to carry them. They cry for more, but are not willing to grow into the kind of person who can hold it. Remember, God will never give you what will destroy you. He gives according to your capacity, not your cry. And if your capacity grows, your blessings will grow automatically. So instead of praying for more money, pray for more maturity, because maturity keeps miracles safe. When God elevates you, stay rooted in gratitude. Gratitude is the fragrance that keeps blessings fresh. It is the shield that protects you from pride. It reminds your soul that nothing you have is truly yours. It's all on loan from God. You are not the owner. You are the caretaker. And when you live with that awareness, you begin to see wealth not as a possession, but as a purpose to fulfill. That's why the greatest act of gratitude is generosity. Giving is how you prove that money doesn't control you. It's how you show God that your heart is still His, even when your hands are full. But giving must be guided by wisdom. Do not give just to be seen. Do not give to gain approval. Give because it's your language of worship. Give quietly. Give intentionally. Give in alignment with your purpose. There are blessings attached to silent generosity that loud giving can never bring. When you give in secret, God multiplies it in public. When you share without boasting, heaven records your act with divine reward. Remember, your good deeds do not need an audience. God is the audience that matters. Some of you have been asking, why does God tell me to keep silent when He blesses me? Because silence is your spiritual armor. When you speak too soon, you invite energies that are not meant to handle your elevation. You open doors that were never meant to be opened. There are eyes that envy and ears that distort, but when you stay silent, God becomes your voice. He speaks through your progress. He speaks through your peace. He speaks through your impact. The world will see and they will know it was God. The quietness of prosperity is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing that not every success needs a stage. It's knowing that real growth doesn't crave validation. It's realizing that when you belong to God, you don't need to prove anything. Your presence itself carries evidence of divine favor. You don't have to announce your wealth when your peace already speaks louder. The greatest testimony is when people can sense something divine in your life without you ever saying a word. Remember, the money you receive is not just for comfort, it's for covenant. God has trusted you with it because He knows you will use it for what matters. Build what lasts, invest in what uplifts, support what heals, leave behind a legacy that echoes faith, not just fortune. Because the day will come when everything material will fade, but the impact you made through it will live on. You are not just called to be rich, you are called to be righteous with riches. Guard your environment as you grow. Not everyone should have access to your plans or your prosperity. Sometimes God removes people from your life, not because they are evil, but because they are unprepared for your next level. They cannot handle your success because their hearts are still bound by envy. Protect your atmosphere. The wrong energy around you can drain divine inspiration. When God blesses you, keep your circle pure. Surround yourself with those who celebrate growth, not gossip about it. And when this money comes, don't let comfort kill your calling. Wealth can become a trap when it lulls you into spiritual laziness. Stay disciplined. Keep praying like you did when you had nothing. Keep fasting like you did when you were desperate for breakthrough. Keep listening for God's voice like you did when you needed direction. Because the real danger of abundance is forgetfulness. Many people don't fall in poverty, they fall in prosperity. They stop seeking when they start succeeding. But if you keep God first, your success will never end. Money is not evil, it's neutral. It becomes holy or harmful depending on who holds it. When a pure heart holds wealth, it becomes a force for good. When a proud heart holds wealth, it becomes a weapon of destruction. That's why God works on your heart before He works on your finances. He knows that the condition of your spirit determines the condition of your wealth. If your heart remains clean, your prosperity will remain protected. No loss can destroy what God sustains. No economy can reduce what God multiplies. You must understand the rhythm of divine timing. When God brings the blessing, it will come with a peace. You will not have to force it, beg for it, or manipulate anyone for it. It will flow naturally because divine provision carries divine order. The wrong money brings stress. The right money brings structure. The wrong connections bring confusion. The right connections bring clarity. When it's from God, you don't have to chase it. It chases you. That's how you know it's time. And when it comes, stay silent, stay wise, stay grateful. Sometimes God will bless you in such a way that your life becomes a silent sermon. People will look at your peace and ask how you did it. They'll see your stability in chaos and wonder what your secret is. But your secret is not in strategies, it's in surrender. You surrendered your will, your worry, your control. You learned to trust God in the unseen, and now you live in the overflow. You don't panic anymore because you know that everything that belongs to you is already written by His will. You walk differently because you know who carries you. You will see that when this money comes, it doesn't make you proud, it makes you prayerful. Because you know the responsibility that comes with being trusted. You'll find yourself giving more, serving more, helping more, not because you have to, but because your spirit won't let you rest while others are struggling. That's the kind of wealth that pleases God, the wealth that uplifts, not overshadows. The wealth that shares, not shows off. The wealth that brings comfort without compromising humility. There will be moments when you'll feel the urge to tell someone what God has done. It's natural. You've waited so long. You want to celebrate. But learn to celebrate quietly. Let your joy remain between you and your Creator. There is something sacred about silent gratitude. It creates a spiritual intimacy with God that no applause can replace. Every time you resist the urge to boast, heaven honors your restraint. Every time you choose humility over hype, your blessing deepens in strength. When this money comes, build not just a house for yourself, but a foundation for others. Help someone rise. Give someone hope. Empower those who still walk the path you once walked. Because every blessing that doesn't bless others becomes stagnant. You are a channel of divine circulation. As long as you keep giving, you keep receiving. As long as you keep flowing, you keep growing. That is a divine law of increase. You must also protect your thoughts after receiving abundance. Money magnifies mindset. If your thoughts are limited, your results will be limited. If your mind is negative, your decisions will reflect it. Keep your mind aligned with faith. Speak prosperity with purpose. Think abundance. But stay anchored in humility. Because whatever fills your mind eventually fills your life. The richest people are not those with full accounts. They are those with full awareness of God's presence guiding every step. And when storms come, and don't fear losing what God gave. What He gives by promise cannot be taken by pressure. No market crash, no betrayal, no attack can undo what is divinely ordained. When God plants you in abundance, He waters you with wisdom. Even if you fall, you'll rise again stronger. Even if you lose something, He'll replace it with something better. The blessing of God does not expire. It evolves. When this money comes, and the doors that once seemed locked finally swing open, stand still for a moment and look around, not at the luxury, not at the newness, but at the path that brought you here. Remember the prayers whispered in silence, the tears no one saw, the nights when you almost gave up but didn't. Remember that every step, every delay, every detour was divinely designed. You are not standing in this place because of luck or coincidence. You are standing here because God decided your season of lack had taught you enough and your time of abundance had come. But the true measure of your success will not be what you hold in your hand, it will be what you hold in your heart. This is the moment to look within and ask yourself, what will I do with what God has given me? Will I let this blessing change me, or will I let it challenge me to grow deeper in faith? Because every gift from God carries an invitation to rise, to reflect, to represent Him in every action. Wealth without wisdom is waste. Power without purpose is poison. But when your prosperity flows from faith, it becomes a living testimony of what trust in God can do. So let this abundance not just fill your pockets, but fill your spirit with gratitude and reverence. Let your wealth be a reflection of divine order, not human ego. Let your success lead others closer to God, not further away. There comes a time in every person's life when God asks silently, now that I have given you what you asked for, will you still choose me? That question separates those who love the blessing from those who love the giver. It's easy to praise God in waiting, but true maturity is when you still depend on Him in winning. Let your heart never outgrow your need for Him. Let your faith never become silent just because your wallet speaks loudly. For everything you have can vanish in a moment, but what is rooted in God can never be shaken. The money can fade, but the wisdom will remain. The success can pass, but the peace will endure. Do not walk into your future casually, walk with consciousness. Understand that God did not bless you just to make your life easy. He blessed you to make your purpose clear. He trusted you with the resources because He saw responsibility in you. He opened the door so you could open doors for others. You are now a carrier of light in a world where greed blinds many. You are a living example that prosperity can be pure when guided by faith. So live in a way that makes others want to know the God who sustained you. Let them see in your calmness the strengths that wealth could never give. Let them hear in your words the clarity that only prayer can produce. Let them feel in your presence the peace that only divine alignment can create. This is your time, but it is also your test. Every blessing carries a question. Will you honor God in how you live, how you give, and how you think? When the money comes, when the respect arrives, when the influence grows, will you still bow in humility and say, it was God? Because the moment you stop acknowledging the source, the flow begins to dry. The blessing is not sustained by your effort, it is sustained by your obedience. Stay anchored in prayer, guard your intentions, refuse to let pride rewrite your purpose, and each time you rise higher, let your gratitude deepen even more. Today, I challenge you to examine your heart before the blessing fully unfolds. If there is pride, release it. If there is fear, surrender it. If there is selfishness, let it dissolve in the light of divine purpose. Stand before God and say, if you choose to bless me, let it make me more humble, more helpful, more honest, and more holy in intention. That kind of prayer moves heaven. That kind of surrender unlocks what no door can hide. Because God does not respond to greed, He responds to gratitude. He does not reward arrogance, He rewards alignment. Let this moment mark the beginning of your renewal. Let it be the day you decide that your life will no longer be about accumulation, but about assignment. You are not here just to possess. You are here to produce fruit that outlives you. Your wealth is not a crown. It is a calling. Your abundance is not a prize. It is a platform. So use it wisely, humbly, and faithfully. Walk in silence, but let your actions roll with purpose. Keep without noise. Grow without pride. Rise without forgetting who lifted you. And when you lie awake at night and think about how far you've come, let gratitude fill your chest like breath. Whisper to yourself that everything, every coin, every opportunity, every moment of favor was guided by God's unseen hand. And then promise yourself that you will never misuse what He gave you. Promise yourself that you will build what He inspires, serve where He directs, and love as He commands, because the real reward is not in the wealth, it's in the wisdom to use it right. Now go and walk into your season of divine prosperity with reverence. Let your silence guard it, let your faith guide it, and let your gratitude glorify God through it. And may your life become the kind of evidence that makes others believe that trusting in God is never in vain, and that when He blesses beyond imagination, beyond reason, and beyond limit.